but y'all ain't about to catch me slipping with no ashy hands, so. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Facebook or Instagram, however it is you're watching this video. I just want to say I am still in shock. Yes, last week I posted a video of me dancing. And surprise, it was me dancing before my interview to University of Michigan FLINT occupational therapy doctorate program. And this journey has been such a long journey for me. I've been applying and you know, keeping things like secret and just, I don't know. And I just, this time I really am in shock, everybody. I am so thankful for the congratulations, the love yous, the you did it. These past days, I've just been waking up feeling, I've always woke up feeling thankful, but I just feel like I'm in a dream. Like, it's like when you're working so hard for something, you're so used to working hard for it. So when you actually get it, you're like, this is like really happening. Like, it's happening. I just want to share my journey with you guys. I want to share my journey. I want to let you know that it doesn't matter how many times you have fallen. All that matters is how many times you get up, because you're always going to have more times that you get up than that you fail. Failure is just a start for you to see what you can do differently, for you to know that you have not been broken by this experience. There has been multiple things that I've done and I just did not excel at. I couldn't figure out and yeah, I did get discouraged. Yes, I'm human. You don't get denied 16 times from OT school without feeling, you know, like inadequate or sad or not worthy. And this video is just really gonna be me talk about my experience, which led me from 2016 to like here. So just stay tuned. Just try not to do a lot of rambling. So you will probably see me looking down at my iPad just for like different points in my stories I want to elaborate on and really talk about. So I graduated from Grand Valley State University in 2016 with my Bachelor's of Science and emphasis in health fitness. So that was able to allow me to either become a PE teacher in school or go into being an athletic trainer. Which is funny, I have my bachelor's in exercise science, but I don't exercise. I graduated with just so much hope. Like, okay, I've secured this job. I went into being an OT PT technician at a therapy clinic that's in Clinton Township, Michigan. So I worked there for 6 months doing that. I did get the baseline experience of observing over OTs and PTs. Being an OT PT tech, it's not like you're really going to go in and they're going to teach you stuff and you're going to learn stuff. Like, no, you have to be proactive. You have to, you know, make those connections and build those relationships with the different OTs so that, you know, when they page somebody, like they page a tech and they need some help, you know, they might page your name next time. And sometimes some people did page my name specifically, or if it was a particular client that I wanted to follow up with, like of their progress while they were there at the clinic, I used to say, oh, you know, I can help you warm up, or I can, you know, be by your side. Like if you need some help with this patient, like the entire time or a couple of days throughout the week. So that's how I built my rapport with the different OTs there. And 6 months into that, I pretty much inquired about any other disciplines that the clinic was offering. And one of them happened to be ABA, which is Applied Behavioral Analysis, which works hand in hand with occupational therapy. They're pretty much with ABA, you are helping children to be able to regulate their behaviors, rather if it's within school, home, or just life with interacting with peers. I was in ABA for about like a year part-time, and after that, I decided to take on a full-time position, which was ABA lead therapist, which means that I got to not only get to work with the children, but be a part of like a board system where I was able to create different programs. Like once the initial like idea was set by the analyst, like I got to go in and say, I want them to practice rolling a ball here, or doing this, or playing with a peer, and this way and that way. So I did that for a year due to just differences that was happening between management and such like that. I decided to move on, and I really just honed in on the skills that I built while I was in school, being an OT technician, and also with ABA. I do think that ABA really did help me to grow that confidence of being a therapist, of being able to articulate what's going on with their children's skills, how they have been improving, different things that they should work on at home. And that just really gave me that confidence of being sure of myself whenever a parent had questions, or if they had a couple of different challenges that they wanted to talk to me about. And yeah, so I really did learn a lot with an ABA, and it is close to my heart as well, but I think it really helped me with that extra push going towards OT. So we get into 2019, and I happened to just save up. I saved up about maybe 1/3 of my income that year. Of course, there were different things that allowed me to do that, but I saved up about 1/3 of my income, and I decided to leave that job and do some like self-discovery. Yeah, so decided to leave that job and do some self-discovery. So between January and April, I was figuring out, okay, I've been doing all these, during this time at the end of 2016 till that 2019, I've been applying to school. I've been applying to in-state schools, out-of-state schools, occupational therapy master programs. The doctorate programs I really didn't look at because, to be honest, I didn't think that I had the material and what they were looking for. So in a sense, yes, I did limit myself, and of course I learned, but I applied to all those master's programs, and during that time, my honey, he was also applying to different law school programs. He got in his first time that he applied to law school. So many of our dates were, him writing his paper, me writing my paper, him rereading some of my things, and I'm reading over some of his things and putting in some of that give and take type of thing, and building our foundation even stronger as a relationship. He ended up getting in, had to be like 2018 or something, or around that 2018 time. That gave me a little bit more of an extra drive to being like, this is what I really want. I really want to be an occupational therapist. I have a passion for children. I have different ideas that I think that will be able to change the game of OT, period. That really just drove me in being like, I don't want to give up on my goal. And when 2019 came in, I went back to ABA. It was a smaller clinic, and I enjoyed it there. I did, definitely. But I knew that it was time for me to grow. I went into the position I have now, which has allowed me to have a little bit more wiggle room, being a salaried worker, where I can work around my hours so that I can be able to still do and apply. Now, this cycle of applying to my OT programs, I only applied to 2 schools, Michigan being one, and then there was another program I did apply to and I did get denied from, and I have made a video about that on my YouTube channel. So if I'm talking to my Instagram friends, I will probably link it on there, and I will just debut my YouTube, Facebook friends, I will tag it into whatever post I tag onto Facebook. But during that entire time, 2016 going into last fall 2019, I've been retaking classes. That's another thing too that has been setting me apart, because the GPA that I graduated with from Grand Valley, it was a acceptable GPA, but it wasn't a competitive one. So I had to pretty much retake, man, like maybe 20 credit worth of classes over again. 20, 24. Hey, I was retaking those, goodness gracious, kinesiology, anatomy and physiology. It was so many different psychology courses. I retook so many of those classes because I wanted to strive to get that A and B for my prerequisites for those different universities, to be able to consider me and as a candidate. I did that simultaneously while applying, reapplying, and also working full time and going through life, and then transitioning to a long distance relationship. And here we come into 2020. In 2019, that December, I had a thought. I'm like, what is 2020 to me? So 2020 reminds me of clear vision. I felt that no matter what happens this year, God is going to give me a vision of what he wants me to do with my passion, with my love for the community. And I set out that application. I set the application out for the particular school, the first one. And, I was getting some feedback. I'm like, okay, I could do this, because I had, Michigan that I was going to apply to. But essentially, they actually had closed their deadline. And I'm like, sent all the stuff out, pretty much got the email back saying, the standard letter, let's like, thank you for applying to this academic cycle, but we have not chosen to move forward with you, blah, 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 that letter. So I was discouraged because I'm like, okay, well, Michigan just closed their deadline. I didn't get accepted into this school. What does that look like for me? Not like literally within that same week that I got that denial letter from the other school, I got an email from Michigan saying that they have considered reopening their application cycle to extend it. So I'm like, what? I decided to just take that opportunity, because I'm like, I have never, in the years I've been applying for different OT schools, I have never seen a school reopen their application process. Once it's shut, it's shut. That's just what it is. So I was like, okay, let me go see what their requirements are. And when I seen, they were saying 60 hours observation time, this many recommendation letters, and these classes have to be completed. And I've been kind of looking at all of that since August, September time of 2019, but I didn't really take it. I didn't take it serious, because I'm like, well, I don't want to do 20 more observation hours, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I got my butt off my seat, and I inquired to an occupational therapist whom did write my last recommendation letter. And I'm so thankful for that. It took me about 3.5 weeks to complete 20 hours worth of observation time. And right after I completed those observation hours, quarantine happened. So that's when I pretty much was asked to work from home. And then I get an email literally about 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks ago, of the program coordinator at Michigan asking for a couple of documents that I still had missing. So I ran. I'm like, okay, like I just got a response back. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do, because I know I'm one of God's hard-headed children, and sometimes it takes me a minute, but at the end of the day, I'm obedient. So she asked me for these particular things that I needed to have. The next day, she told me that she will be scheduling me in for an interview. During that time, I'm like, this is happening. Like, during all those times I got denied, I never was granted an interview. My story has always just been on paper. I never got the opportunity to be able to speak to representatives at the school. So I'm like, okay, I got an interview. I'm thankful. I'm thankful at this point for even having an interview, even being able to be heard, for people to see my personality, for you to see my passion. Like, I'm happy at this point. I was scheduled for my interview last week, Friday. Yes, so this is technically a week from now. A week ago from now. You get what I'm saying. That video that I posted on my Instagram initially of me dancing to the Mary Mary song was seconds before that interview. When I tell you I was shaking, like I had my tea right here, right? I picked it up and my cup was like this. My cup was shaking like this. And I was like, I have to, I can do this, because at this point, God has opened up the doors, and faith without works is dead. Like, God has opened up these doors. He has continued to support me as I'm pushing through the years. I'm grinding for years. I am thankful. I'm watching other people getting their opportunities. I am being very graceful. I am genuinely happy for them. I'm still moving forward because I know what's for me is for me. So when I was recording that video, I wasn't about to, like, the intention wasn't to post it on social media, because I don't like dance on social media. I barely talk on social media. I usually am very camera shy. So late one night, I decided just to post it, and I ended up getting more views from that video than anything else on my Instagram page ever before. And I'm like, this could be for someone else, because I feel that I'm about to have a breakthrough. Whenever you're having times where it's like, oh, this isn't working, this keeps happening, that keeps happening, that is your prime time to be faithful, and your prime time to just keep thanking God, because something is about to happen. Oh, it's a breakthrough about to happen. Just like when you're working towards something, it's not going to be easy. Growth is not easy. I tell my Neos that all the time, and well, they're not Neos anymore, but I used to tell them that all the time, like, growth is not easy. You have to work hard for what you want, and it would be an injustice for me to say growth is not easy and then give up, especially on myself. So the interview happens. I click the button and I see two women here, and we're like talking and having this conversation, and laughter is happening, and other questions are happening. And then, then it's like at the end, like, well, do you have any words for us? And I pretty much just say, I'm just very thankful for having this opportunity for this conversation. It didn't even feel like an interview. It was more so you both seeing something in me of wanting to see my story and hear my story pass ink on a paper. And I have so much passion, so much love for this field, that I really do think that it is something inside of me that is waiting to break out. And this is just the beginning. And even if I wasn't selected, I still would have that passion of wanting to continue on what I wanted to do. If this is not for me, it's not for me. And I'm okay with that. But I said, but this is the program, because I've been applying all these years, cranking in thousands of dollars to spend for applications and sending this out and sending that out. And I don't regret anything, because I know everything was there to build me into the woman who I am right now. And this program is going to build me into the woman who I see in my future, So guys, I'm so thankful. My journey has been a very long one. If you know me, I have always wanted to be an OT. I took a chance on myself. I believe that I can do it. I believe that I can be that person to really make an impact on my community and take over what I believe is for me. Right after my interview, I ran downstairs in my little blazer and in my shirt, and I told my mom how it went, and she was so happy. We both were happy. I told my family how it went and what I was applying for. And during this time, this very pivotal time, something that's also very important is to not share what you're doing. There are people that's always going to pray for you, but there's also some people that might have set some type of doubt in their mind if you can really achieve it, if they can really see that for you in your future. And I wanted to exercise and practice self-preservation during this time, because I knew that if this was something that was going to be really meant for me and big for me, that I wanted to make sure that it was nothing else that was going to impede that on a spiritual level, physical level, whatever. So no one knew I was applying to Michigan. Like, not even my best friends. Like, nobody knew. It was just my immediate family, my therapist, where's my daddy? Therapist, and errand. So I just keep looking at this, and when I got the email, I just finished actually with I finished talking to my supervisor about work-related stuff. I'm heading down the steps, and this is not how I planned my my celebration video to be. Like, it was actually, I was walking down the steps and I got my phone in my hand. I see the email fling up on my phone. I'm like, what is this? Like, it's, who, like, what are they saying? Are they telling me, like, some more information in between the time of getting my response back? So then I see admissions to Doctor of Occupational Therapy, and I'm like, okay. So I'm scrolling, I open it up and I'm scrolling and I'm waiting to see the thank you for applying to this application cycle. But however, we have not decided to move on with you and your application, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like prepared with that, because at this point I'm numb. Like, I'm trying to become numb to rejection, and like, it was cool. It was just like, if it is what it is. Oh, I hate that phrase. I start reading, and it's like, the following message is being sent to you on behalf of the University of Michigan FLINT OTD Admissions Committee. And I'm like, okay. And then I see like other information, and then I read, we are pleased to inform you that you have been admitted to the College of Health Sciences Doctor of Occupational Therapy program at the University of Michigan FLINT. At this time, we look forward to your beginning the program in fall 2020. And I am like, I don't even know how I made it to the end of the steps, because I'm at the middle of the steps and I break down. I'm hyperventilating. I am crying. I am like shaking. I had this my cute little Adidas sweatshirt. I had my cute little Adidas sweatshirt, and I'm like, I am hyperventilating, sweating, breaking down, crying. And my sister's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? And I'm like, she was like, you need to speak. What's going on? And then, her little dog, her name is Shiloh, but I call her little Foxy. She's like jumping up this high, trying to like lick me in the face and stuff, trying to make me feel better. And I'm just hyperventilating. I'm like, Diddy, I got in. And then she's like, whoa. So me and her just jumping around the living room, dancing and screaming. And then she called my parents to come back because they left. So they did a U-turn. I don't know how they got back to the house so fast, but I cried from the time when I read the email all the way until they got back. And I was crying, I was shaking. And my mom's just dancing, and my dad, he started dancing. And then my brother's like, what's going on out here? And I'm like, I got in. And then he's like, what? So I'm telling him like, hey, I got into the program. And then they was like, oh yeah, you got into your master's program. I was like, no, it's a doctorate program. And then my dad was like, what? And then my mom was like, what? She started dancing. And all of us was dancing, and then my brother, like, he was happy. Then we FaceTime my other brother that's at Western right now, and he was like, welcome to my status. So like, thanks, Brian. And, but of course he was saying congratulations too. And it was so funny because the vision of what I thought, how I was going to receive this information, was totally different from what happened. But at the end of the day, like, it's okay, because it was just so amazing. It was so amazing. It will be many more times that I'll have to work this hard. I understand that I will have to work this hard through the program. I am very honored because I have worked really hard, and I have been very thankful during this process, this progress. I promised my grandmother years ago she was going to see me cross the stage again. And I didn't know that I didn't know it would be this way. And I promised her I was going to do this. And I've been accepted into the University of Michigan Occupational Therapy Doctorate Program. And I'm so thankful that this vision of 2020 was the year for me. I just want to say, I am humbly thankful for everyone sending me congratulations, calls, texts, Insta stories, and everything, because sometimes what you think that you want for you, God has something better. And I had to relinquish all of that and just keep working and not knowing what it was going to look like for me. But I knew that if I manifest it, if I believe in myself, if I keep it to myself and pray on it, it was going to work out. And I just want to say thank you, first and foremost, to God, to my family, to my friends, everyone who believed in me, everyone who didn't believe in me, everyone who knew that I would be successful in some type of way, shape, or form, and to myself, because I doubted myself sometimes, but because of the makeup that I have and the person that I am and the family I come from, we don't got no quitters in our blood. Like, that's just not how it works. And I just want to say thank you so much. And this has been such an emotional week for me, but I am so thankful. I love you all. And another video is probably going to be coming soon about the process of applying to OT school and what that looks like. But yeah, guys, this is my journey, and thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and continue to be radiant. Bye.